So you might be wondering, why do another video about EWJ Lost Media when I already did one? It turns out, when I was making that video, there was two other pieces of EWJ Lost Media that I forgot to talk about. And today, I'll be talking about those two pieces of EWJ Lost Media that are so obscure that there's only a little bit of info about them. So back in 1994, there was a service that was made known as Sega Channel. This service was available for Sega Genesis via an add-on, and also with a monthly payment of a subscription. And this service allowed you to connect to its services and be able to stream games and play upcoming games. This service was way ahead of its time, and it was sadly shut down around 1998. Anyways, this service had a lot of games you could play. Some of these were even special versions of some games on the Sega Genesis. One of these was the EWJ Race, a special event on the Sega Channel that they hosted, and it had a modified version of the first game, and there was a room in this version where a phone number would appear, and if they called that number and tell the caller the code from the room, they would win 4 prizes. Unlike other EWJ contests where the winners are unknown, this one is actually known. 21-year-old Vince Salvi of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, won the contest after playing EWJ Race under 40 minutes into the competition, and the reward was a trip to Los Angeles to meet up with the guys of Shiny Entertainment, which sounded like a groovy prize. So now we get to the sad part of this. For the ROMs, it turns out there's kind of a problem since Sega Channel was somewhat in service, which means everything on it was exclusive to that. So what I'm trying to say is, everything is now lost media. Only a few things have been found and archived from it. The biggest example of lost media from Sega Channel would be the Garfield The Lost Levels, an exclusive version of Garfield Caught in the Act that had 3 levels that were cut from the final game. And just like that, it's sad to say that EWJ Race is also lost, with the only evidence being its existence in a few screenshots, images, and articles. Just like most video games from America, they eventually make their ways in other countries, mainly Europe, but somewhat Asia. In this case, EWJ has somewhat been released in Japan. In this case, EWJ 1 was released on the Super Famicom, and EWJ 2 was released on the Sega Saturn. And that's it. Oh yeah, right. The TV show and EWJ 3D were not even released in Japan, and these are the only piece of Japanese EWJ media. But what if I told you that there was another piece of EWJ media in Japan? And no, I'm not talking about the fandom there, but instead a special port of EWJ. In this case, Japan actually has a version of EWJ on Windows 95. To remind you, this version contains everything that Special Edition had and was ported to Windows computers for that time. And Japan actually released a version of the game for Japan, and its box art cover was even subbed over in Japan. Did I seriously write subbed over? I meant dubbed over. For some reason, the EWJ logo there looks so kawaii, but also, if there's anything I've learned from Japan, is American stuff being in Japan doesn't really do well unless you do marketing. In Japan's case, it's more like, new American superhero, super groovy, best game of the year in America. Americans love this game, that means it'll be good in Japan, for your mates. Anyways, this version was somewhat dubbed in Japanese, I'm assuming. It's not really known if this is just a box that's dubbed or if the letters in the game are. Anyways, a ROM of this version of the game isn't sadly available right now, but you wanna know something that makes this piece so frustratingly crazy? The hunt would have been over almost 2.5 months ago. That's right, you heard me. This could have been over in October of 2023, and here's what I've heard according to some sources. So around September or October of 2023, in Japan, a listing for a copy of a Windows 95 version of the game was being sold on eBay for $94 USD. According to someone who knows the buyer, it got lost, and it just got lost in the shipping process. So somewhere out there in the world, that copy of EWJ got lost in the shipping process. It's probably somewhere else in America, or heck, maybe it got lost in Japan's mailing system. This was a really huge loss in the EWJ community, and it sadly leads us back to hunting for another copy of this version of the game. It saddens me that this version could have been archived and found 2 months ago. If anyone has any info about this version of the game, heck, if you happen to own any copies of it, please contact the Lost Media Wiki or someone in the Earthworm Jim community, or comment down below in this video.